There's a saying that says prevention is better than cure. It's easier said than done, because when you're going through life, you've got your goals, you've got your dreams, you've got your family, you have your faith, everything. However, we cannot take our health for granted.
We looked at the long term as well. Now, I had to readdress that very thing about the intake, because after also really having it scared before as well, it's like you start rethinking, and why do we always have to wait till we get close to something to say, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. Yeah. Instead of,
So now it's just something that we're learning, that when it comes to prostate cancer, it's something that we can have an oversight about, for various reasons. How we doing, Robust family? And we have a show coming up now, and I know you're gonna love it. But before we continue, can I ask you all to just do me a small favor? I need you to give a robust smash to that like and subscribe button. It helps us a lot, and it makes sure that you do not miss a breakfast show beat. Do it right now, click that button, and I'll see you in the show. See you in a sec. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is that time. It's the break of dawning, and this is your breakfast show. As you have received the light in Let There Be Light program that just finished just a while back with Bishop Allen this morning. I'm sure you're ready to face the day. And you know what? It's great that you're here with us, because we're taking over the baton. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, robust presenter. In the studios, we have with me the man of sound himself, the one and only Colossus. Good morning to you, Colossus.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, you ready to start the day?
Yes, I am.
Absolutely. And also joining me, we have Miss Sunshine herself, Deborah. Good morning to you, Deborah.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Fantastic. All right, so look, guys, we are going into it today. It's a Wellness Wednesday here on your breakfast show. And on a Wednesday, we look at tools, tips, and ideas in order to take care of the only temple we have to live in while we're here on this earth. And today we have a very, very special topic, because today we're going to be speaking about understanding prostate cancer. Understanding prostate cancer. Now, this is a very interesting topic, because obviously the breakfast show is a lot of banter, a lot of joke, right? But when it comes to health matters, it's a thing of there's a gravitas to it, especially men's health. And in our health centers around the UK, in Finsbury Park, we're going to be having our health event this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday is going to be a men's health event, and they're going to be dealing with this powerful subject in terms of men's prostate cancer. So I want you all to make sure you're tuned in. If you are a man, stay locked in. If you are a lady who knows a man, a special man in your life, if you're a lady who think men are important, you need to stay tuned in, and also I'm going to share with you today my experience as well. I had my own personal experience in this. Not only did I research the subject for the show, but I've also had my personal experience on the show, and it's actually been intertwined with the breakfast show. You guys don't even realize. I'm going to be sharing that with you today. We're also going to be having Chris Brown joining us as well, speaking on the subject. He's very much in tune with health matters, and also he's going to speak about certain things that he's seen related to the subject as well, or also related to other men. We're also going to be having, hopefully, Ezra Rogane. He's one of the organizers of the men's health event in our health center this coming Saturday. So it's going to be powerful, right, Debs?
Yes, it is. I mean, we're going to be talking about lifestyle. We're going to be talking about different strengths and health challenges that people have, really and truly. I mean, especially men. I mean, we had the women's event like a couple of weeks ago. Well, it was just prayers for women's health, but now it's men's health, and it's really important, because sometimes people don't, I know men don't, they want to go hard at work, and then they think, oh yeah, I'm fine. I mean, women could be like that, but I find that men need to take that time. Really take that time
Usually, I mean, like with women going to the hospital, right? It's like part of life, right?
Yeah.
Women do that. That's just
we do. Yeah,
it's like standard procedure.
For our children as well.
Yeah,
make sure that they're checked up. Make sure that they're healthy. Make sure they're good to go.
That's right. Yeah. So, and women have regular appointments at certain times of their life. So women, it's normal. But for men, if we're going to the hospital, it's like we're less of a superhero. You know, it's like, I'm sorry to use that accent, but do you know what I mean? Men, it's like I would just say as a guy, because I even had this kind of thinking myself, that, hospitals, they smell bad. I ain't been to the hospital for years.
Yeah. So I must be good.
I must be good because I haven't gone for years. I must be good.
Yeah, sometimes men do think like that.
Right? Do you get what I'm saying? But unfortunately, things happen and catch us by surprise. So this isn't going to be, we're not going to be going at anyone today, but hopefully we just want to get that awareness. We're going to be letting you know about symptoms, right? To be concerned about, when to start being concerned about this subject. We're going to go into it today. For example, I don't know if you're aware of this, guys, but prostate cancer is the most common cancer among men in the UK. The most common.
Yeah.
Over 52,000 new cases each year. 52,000 cases.
Yeah.
52,000.
So men are just walking around not even knowing, and maybe they might get a twinge here, a twinge there, and might think, oh, it's nothing.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm a bit stressed. Maybe it's just one of those things. Maybe I ate something that wasn't good for me. But I think it's important that every year everybody gets a checkup, that MOT.
Yep. So look, if you're young, you have a man in your life, you have a father, you have an uncle, you have a friend, you have a grandfather. You need to make sure they're tuned in, or you're getting the information for them. All right. It's so important today. As we heard, 52,000 people, 52,000 men a year. All right. And in today's culture, there's like a divide among men and women. Like, who cares about the men? There's different cultural things. When I say culture, is in modern ideas, pitting the sexes against each other, but we all have a man that we all respect, we love, we want to see do well, and for something that's as small as this, they could be just not in anyone's life anymore. Their journey can be cut short. Super important. I'm going to share with you my story very soon. So here's the picture, the poster. You're going to see it around the place, the poster. Yep. So this is the men's health event, all right, that's taking place over in Finsbury Park. Debs, you know a little bit more about it, right? Because when I saw this, I said, like, you know what, we are going to cover this like nobody's business. When you mentioned
it, I thought to myself, that ties in nicely, because I think it was Miss Teresa that sent this to us in the Telegram chat, and I thought, so it's the men's health event, so it's bringing about the awareness of men's health and well-being. So this will take place actually Saturday the 15th of November, and that's at 3 p.m. at the Universal Church at Finsbury Park. So men, try your best to be there. Seriously,
oh gosh, we got to do this, man. We've got to work it out. We've got to be there, guys. We have our AI story for this morning, and I want you all to prepare yourself for this one. Pay very, very close attention and wake everybody else up. We're going to be having Chris Brown joining us very shortly, and we're going to really get into this. So the AI story for this morning, let's get this show on the road. Take it away.
Hey everyone, it's time for some robust storytelling. Let go. But we often don't discuss enough men's health. Specifically, I want to share a story about a man named Marcus. Marcus was just like any of us, busy with work, family, and life. He felt perfectly fine, no symptoms, no reason to worry. But one day, a close friend's health scare prompted him to get a routine checkup. He wasn't expecting anything, but sometimes life has other plans. The doctor called him in a few days later. The atmosphere in the room felt heavy. His PSA levels, a key indicator for prostate health, were elevated. The word cancer hung in the air, unspoken but terrifying. Marcus's world, which had seemed so solid just moments before, suddenly felt like it was crumbling. Fear, confusion, and a million what-ifs raced through his mind. He thought about his family, his dreams, and everything he still wanted to do. That single test result changed everything, and his journey was just beginning. Faced with this terrifying news, Marcus had a choice. He could let fear paralyze him, or he could fight. He chose to fight. He dove into research, learning everything he could about prostate health. He talked to his doctor, creating a plan that wasn't just about medicine, but about a total lifestyle change. He started eating healthier, swapping out processed foods for fresh fruits and vegetables. He started exercising, even if it was just a short walk each day. He also found strength in his faith, praying for guidance and peace. It wasn't easy. There were days filled with doubt, but his determination to be there for his loved ones pushed him forward, one small, healthy choice at a time. Weeks turned into a month, and it was time for his follow-up appointment. Walking into that clinic, his heart was pounding. Then the doctor entered the room, holding the new results, and a smile spread across his face. "Marcus," he said, "your PSA levels have dropped significantly. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Relief washed over Marcus like a wave. As he walked out of that clinic looking up at the sky, he felt a profound sense of gratitude. He realized that sometimes the smallest, most proactive tests can make the biggest difference in our lives. This story reminds me of a powerful verse in 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, which says, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit, who is in you? Therefore, honor God with your body." Taking care of ourselves is one of the greatest gifts we can give to our families and to ourselves. So, let's be aware of our health. Let's be wise and proactive. Because being healthy isn't just about feeling fine today. It's about ensuring we're here for all the tomorrows with the people who love us most. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Take care.
All right, guys. So there we have a really nice story of a man who was literally just living his life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would, sometimes among his group of friends, he would, they would talk, they would jest. One would say, you got to check this out. And he'd laugh, it's not me. Then from a routine checkup, thank God he took a routine checkup. He's like, your PSA is very, very high. And then it spiraled into that. And then obviously the moment you're hearing the C word and all this, all the possibilities, you can see the dread in the man's eyes, right?
It caused fear, and that's the thing. I know there's a saying that says prevention is better than cure. It's easier said than done, because when you're going through life, you've got your goals, you've got your dreams, you've got your family, you have your faith, everything. However, we cannot take our health for granted. That's why at least I would say every 6 months or every year you should go and get that checkup, because you see, when you go and get those checkups, early detection is the key. So if there is something wrong, then they can target that straight away, and then you can get the advice for healthy lifestyles. But it's I think that's what people need to practice, a healthy lifestyle as much as possible, doing those things, just like you see that he was running, he was eating healthily, even for short walks. These things do make a difference, not only for the body but for the mind as well.
Absolutely. And so if you're wondering, what is the prostate? Many people are wondering, prostate, is that something you do, during the time when David would prostrate himself before someone, or someone would do something and lay on the floor? No, the prostate, all right, have a look at this on the screen. So the prostate is a small gland. It's a small gland about the size of a walnut. All right, sitting just below a man's bladder. So you can see that red part, that's the man's bladder. Fills up with liquid when he's got to the toilet. It produces the fluid that carries and protects sperm. It wraps around the urethra, the tube that carries urine, which is why when it gets swollen, men notice urinary changes, right? So, I spoke to one man, he had a urinary infection, and that affected his prostate. That was a sign that he had a prostate issue, so all these things could be happening with men, and we don't know. And look at that. Look at the size of that.
Yeah.
But it makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
All right. So that's why, symptoms like weak urine flow, waking up at night, or discomfort shouldn't be ignored. All right. And we have some stats there if it's caught early, right?
Yeah. So the stats here says 1 in 8 men will get this in their lifetime, and it actually says 1 in 4 black men, and that's twice the average risk, and therefore that's from the Cancer Research UK 2025. So what the thing is that early detection is the key. So early stages are often silent, like you were saying, so symptoms show up when it's later, so it's important to get yourselves checked out.
Actually, exactly. So look, and like I got this clip I want to show you, if you can see it there, of the lady running, and basically, there are men, when it comes to doctors or anything like that, that sometimes we can actually behave like this. Check this out.
Why are you running? Yeah? What? You owe me money. You have to give me back my money.
Which money? I owe you which money? Oh, because I'm running for you, eh? Now let me tell you something, Mr. Man. I'm only running because I don't want you to see me that I did not travel. Okay? Now that you have seen me, man, do your worst.
So okay, I have to lighten the mood just a little bit, right? But usually when it comes to these types of things, men are like, we're very, very apprehensive. We don't like things being put into our bodies, right? We're human beings. As soon as we start talking about the prostate, we think, okay, I'm gonna have to turn around and all this kind of stuff, right? But you know what? I think those people who are right now, they're in some serious situations. They're like, I would do anything right now, right? And the thing is, it's not even that bad. I've got another clip to show you. All right, just right now, and it's this gentleman. There he is. All right, and I must say, I thoroughly love this man. This is an actor, Colin McFarlane. He has become an advocate for prostate cancer. For men's health. So he was diagnosed with early stage prostate cancer, and this guy, he's been running, he's just been on it. He's been letting people know and creating awareness, and also he's been working very strongly with Prostate Cancer UK. So we have Prostate Cancer UK. I've got quite a bit of material from them today, and just have a look to see what he has to say. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Colin McFarlane. Probably know me best as the Commissioner in Batman or the voice of the Cube, but I'm here today to share an important message and a special gift for dads and those who love them this Father's Day. Did you know the most common cancer in men and dads is prostate cancer? Over 10,000 men in the UK are diagnosed with it too late for a cure every year, and many because they didn't know their risk. 1 in 4 black men will get prostate cancer, and those of us over 45 are at higher risk. The good news is, prostate cancer is treatable if caught early, and I should know. It's important for me to say now that I have no symptoms, no treatment required currently, and I'm being regularly monitored by a team of doctors, but yes, in December 2022, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. The good news is I caught it early. I knew my risk, and so I've had regular PSA blood tests via my GP for many years, enabling me to be in the driving seat and have monitoring and future treatment options open to me if needed. Early stage prostate cancer often has no symptoms, but catching it early will save lives. So dads, search Check Your Risk today and take Prostate Cancer UK's 30-second online risk checker. It tells you if you're at risk, if you may need to speak to a GP about a PSA blood test, like I did, and it could save your life. It saved mine. That's my gift to all dads this Father's Day.
Powerful. Look at that. Very heartwarming. So any man who's actually gone through this, we become like an advocate, where we stand on anything that's good, that's very, very necessary. Have you had someone that's been affected by this, Deborah?
I do. I have actually, uncles and so forth, but they're fighters as well. It's like one of my uncles.
Yeah, your family, they're all tribal fighters, man. They're warriors.
I said to myself, and I use my faith and like to actually to speak the word of God to them and tell them that, to have faith. They go for their checkups and everything is fine now.
Oh, brilliant.
So, so they've caught it early.
Yes.
And that's the thing, just like what the gentleman said. I've forgotten what his name is.
Yeah.
But he was saying that, he's in the driving seat now. So the fact is, because he's taken control of his health and not allowing this thing to take control of him, because it could easily go the other way.
Yes.
Where, you hear the C word and then it's like, oh, that's it. My life is over.
Absolutely.
But the fact is, he's taken progressive steps, and just like my family members have as well, taking progressive steps to get the treatment, to get the advice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I remember he was quoting some statistics, but I mean, even here it says risks increase after the age of 45. And especially for men over 60.
Wow.
So it says that when this is detected early, is a 99% chance of survival.
That's it.
5 years.
It's a win.
Yeah. And late detection is 26%. So the earlier the better, really, isn't
Absolutely.
it? So,
All right. So we're going into it today. Hopefully we should have Chris Brown joining us very, very shortly. I'm going to be giving my story. And when we come back, we're going to give you the antigen levels, the PSA levels, all right, that you will need to go and get tested. We'll explain more about getting tested as well. It doesn't have to be so intrusive, which is what men are very much concerned about.
Yeah.
Right. And it's going to be interesting. So don't go anywhere. Tell everyone to wake up. All right, guys, because it's all happening here on our Wellness Wednesday here as we're getting ready for the men's health event this coming Saturday here at the Rainbow Theatre, and we're going to be looking at the subject of prostate cancer. There's going to be some specialists here. It's going to be amazing. And if you hear my story as well, like what I'm going to share with you after this timeout, right, you'll be surprised at how close these things are. Usually it's because men don't talk about stuff, generally speaking, and we think some things don't exist because it hasn't affected us yet.
And not only that, when we hear about it, I think it's sometimes we'll hear about somebody else, or it will be on someone else's doorstep.
Yes.
But then we never think it's coming to us.
That's right.
And
until it does.
Until it does, and then when it does, then that's when things like your world changes. So yeah, it's important that you see the statistics here. So be mindful and get checked out.
Yep. Yeah. So we got a comment here from Chanel. We got Lara here this morning saying, "Good morning, all. Good morning to you, Lara, over there in Plasto. Jordan is in the house saying, good morning, breakfast show. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, Jordan. If you're listening on DAB, it's great to have you with us, and I'm sure you're enjoying the conversation. But also, if you are leaving your vehicle, you can find us on libertyradio.co.uk. That's where we have our live stream, and also the video streamers, the cameras are streaming, and you can see our lovely smiles. Yes or no, Debs?
Yes, the radiant sunshine, and obviously you have your own sunshine, but I am the sunshine lady.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Good morning to you, Chanel. And Chanel saying, after learning about this topic, I will definitely encourage my dad and my brothers to get themselves checked up.
Most definitely.
Thank you,
that is
Chanel.
what we need to do. Yeah,
that's
most
it.
Definitely, Lady Jazz.
That's it. If they're stubborn, I don't know, maybe get a picture of a prostate like the one that we have here. Just say, look, you have one of these. You need to, because I've realized that the idea I had in my head of, yeah, man, I ain't been to the doctors in years. And the worst part is, the older you get, the worse it becomes, right? Because now your body's not helping you, right? When you're young, when you're 20, you're like your body like testosterone's reaching its peak. Everything's like helping you. You can eat bad, and look at Colossus. He's a pinnacle of health, joy, and gladness, right? Looking so powerful and strong.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
But then but when we get to a certain, obviously, Colossus, you got God vibes, so you got God vibes, so you can be okay. You can be okay till you're 80, all right? But not everyone's like you. Not everyone's like you, Colossus. All right. But then also when you get to like 30, 35, and I can say I've had such a really good run, literally really, really good run, right? But your body doesn't help you like it did. Yeah. And that means you need to keep checking up and get maintenance. This is to everybody. Even if you're younger, you're supposed to do it anyway, because you just never know. We need to have a good relationship with our doctors. They're not the enemy.
Yeah, they're not. We need to.
They're from God.
I know we might not want to see them that often. But,
Yeah.
but if we do make that effort, at least as I said, every 6 months at least.
I just don't like the smell of hospitals.
Yeah. I know.
You have to get it done.
Yeah.
Imagine you don't like the smell of hospitals, so you don't go in there to visit. Then you end up staying there.
Yeah.
Because you don't like the smell of hospitals.
Yeah, just imagine weeks and months, and then you'll really get used to hospitals.
The struggle is real. The struggle is real. You know, when we're talking about this subject, how do you feel about it when we're talking about it? Like,
no, it's so real that I've heard so many people talk about cancer, even cancer in general, because the deaths that I hear, the majority of it you'll hear is some form of cancer. So I think it's really important that we do address this and talk about it, because people keep saying, you always keep hearing the big C, someone's passed. It's like,
yes.
What happened? It's
that's
cancer.
right. That's right.
And that's why I think it's a good thing.
It's too
close to home.
It's too close to home. We are part of an event. We're part of a funeral. We're part of something because of these health challenges.
Yeah,
you know.
I actually just went to a funeral. Well, I wasn't able to go to the actual funeral itself, but I went to the reception. It's a person that we know, we're like family. You know, when you grow up knowing the family and everything. And I didn't even know that the person was sick. It's only until they passed away that I was told it was cancer.
Wow.
And it's just so common. I'm hearing it too often, and that's why we need to do something.
Absolutely. We should have Chris Brown joining us very, very shortly. He's making his way to connect in. Yep, he's definitely jumping in. But yeah, so here's something quite interesting, right? So I have a clip here I want to show you guys. A clip here, and this clip is to do with, where is it? There we go. It's basically from Prostate Cancer UK, and it's very heartwarming. It's very heartwarming. It even reminds me of my story when I think about my mum and these health challenges. What kind of got me into this whole health theme. Have a look at this. It's very encouraging, and it will definitely make you think. Thank you very much for Prostate Cancer UK for this wonderful material. Check this out.
As a true Millwall fan, I know the club's motto: we fear no foe. Do yourself a favour.
Several generations of my family have supported Millwall through the ups and downs. My dad, born and bred in New Cross, a husband, father, brother and uncle, a true Millwall man. My idol. People say I share his inner strength. It's the greatest compliment I could get. In 2012, Dad was diagnosed with advanced prostate cancer at the age of 48. It spread to his bones, and by 2015, I'd lost my hero. Before Dad passed away, he stayed positive and always wanted to help others. So, I'm here today in honour of my dad and the story he shared 11 and a half years ago in this very stadium, a place that meant so much to us both. Dad had symptoms, but by the time they had found his prostate cancer, it was too late. Since Dad died, prostate cancer has become the most common cancer in men in the UK. If you're over 50, black, or have a family history like me, you're at high risk of prostate cancer. But the earlier you find it, the easier it is to treat. And the first step is to check your risk online. It's about time no man dies of prostate cancer. Don't fear your foe. Check your risk of prostate cancer today. It takes just 30 seconds.
Drop it like it's hot. So someone and it's Wellness Wednesday, and today's a very heavy, I wouldn't say it's how can I say, it's a deep topic.
Yeah, it is.
It's a deep topic, and you know, I know sometimes, you know, by Breakfast Show we're full of life, full of energy, but when it comes to bringing a subject home, we have to bring the weight of a subject home, you know. And definitely. Imagine, because of lack of awareness, lack of education, someone who we valued so much is no longer with us. Something that that's an oversight or a bit of embarrassment. because sometimes men, we can be a bit hard-headed when it comes to our health, right? We want to be Superman all the time because we work hard. Yes. You work hard, do things you do all these amazing things. But when it comes to our health, it's like, I know we act a bit different. But someone that should have been with him is no longer with him. Like my mum, just because of our African, obviously I'm Ghanaian, eating habits, and our diet, sometimes I look at Kai and Ezekiel and I'm thinking they would have had so much fun with their grandmother. But she's no longer with us before the time because of something to do with health, our eating habits. That's what it came down to, our diet. And so now it's just something that we're learning, that when it comes to prostate cancer, it's something that we can have an oversight about, for various reasons.
I mean, even with my father, I mean, he passed in his 70s, but there were so many different things that were happening, like stroke, heart disease and things. And these are lifestyle diseases. And they can be prevented, once we know how to eat healthy, take more time to actually check ourselves. Because I know that, one of my uncles, another uncle, I know he works like somebody works like clockwork. And I even said, uncle, you need to make time to get checked out, just in case. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Because people, they have these jobs sometimes where they say, I can't take time off.
Yes.
I think you have to insist.
Yes.
You have to say, even if you have to book it off as holiday, take that one day and say, get myself checked out. Do you know what I mean? Make that appointment if you need to, because this is your life. Your life is at stake, and you have loved ones.
Drop it like it's hot. We have with us this morning the man with the plan. It's Mr. Chris Brown. Good morning to you, Chris Brown. Hey.
Hey, morning.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, all.
Hey, how you doing, Superpower?
I'm good. Let me just switch you up here because I was trying to.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, you got two sounds. I hate that
get feedback here.
Yes. Usually, Chris, you're with us on Thursdays for Relationship Power Thursdays, and it's always glorious to have you with us on the show.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure being there. And let me say a good big morning to Deborah.
Yes, morning.
And also to Flossel as well, and everybody's listening.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right. And so today we're pulling you in today because it's a Wellness Wednesday, and health is something that affects everybody. And today we're looking at the subject of men's health, specifically in terms of prostate cancer. And 52,000 men. 52,000 men. I can't remember the number of people that live in London, right?
I think is it 57 million?
Yeah, about 52,000 men every year, getting a diagnosis, right? So, what would you say, Chris, because you work a lot in men's field, and, you have a Cup of Confidence podcast, you're dealing with these different subjects. What would you say is the biggest issue and challenge here that men have while they're not getting this, under control?
You know what? I'd say the biggest challenge. I don't know if can you hear me properly, or are you getting feedback?
I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Over here it's bouncing back twice.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Your voice sounds awesome. I just want to say that. Yeah, no, in the morning time, it's just massaging my ears, almost like Colossus's, but yeah.
Thank you. Try and catch me in the afternoon after work. I was like Michael Jackson. Right, early morning. Anyway, but to your question, it's not just one thing. It's quite a lot of things. And a while ago, I just heard Deborah mention the whole thing of prevention is better than cure. Let's talk about fear. The fear of knowing, the fear of being checked out. The rumors that you hear about how you've been checked out, right? Also, we got to talk about food. Food is really important, our intake. If we're eating a lot of, and this is not to say to me, you shouldn't eat that or you shouldn't eat that. We all have a choice. God has given us free will, right?
Yeah.
But if your high take is in red meats, that's one as well. Here's the other one. Low intake of fruit and veg.
Yeah.
A high intake of what was it again? High intake of processed foods.
Yeah.
You know, the big chain food place and the other big chain and the other big chain without saying names. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. But if we're overdoing it in these areas, because working hard, let me stop and grab this. Okay, I'm full. Let me stop and grab that. I'm full. What are you full of?
Yeah.
Have you looked at the long term as well? Now, I had to readdress that very thing about the intake, because after also really having a scare before as well, it's like you start rethinking, you know, and why do we always have to wait till we get close to something to say, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, prevention and cure.
Absolutely. So prevention is better than cure. And the thing about it, imagine a 99% survival when caught early.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, sorry, you were going to say.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I'm just putting that forward. A 99% survival rate when caught early.
Yeah.
You know, 99% survival rate of catching it early. If you catch it while it's small, minuscule, you know, obviously we're talking about the prostate hairs, which is a walnut size, but we're talking about catching it early. Let's dismiss something as well here. Okay, really more, but still, we think of when we go to the doctor, what the doctor has to do, as it's just called a digital exercise or, you know, examination, right? But do you know that you can actually have it done by blood test as well at the same time, right? And if you can catch it early enough, you'll be one of those 99%.
Absolutely.
If you're going to let the fear of finding out, sorry, you know, can't shout at 99%.
Yeah. You know, that it was interesting because I remember my experience when I went to, we was doing something on the breakfast show, and I was like, I think we had was doing something more for our health, right? And something was telling me that I was starting to go to the gym and stuff like that, and I went to the doctors, and I think, what's his name, Colin McFarlane, I think, oh gosh, I hope I didn't say his name wrong. Yeah. So he had this WhatsApp video that was going around. Yep, it was going around, and it was really Colin McFarlane. Yeah, it was going around, and you know, so I was there, and I was noticing, you know, my joints or whatever, and I thought I was okay. But then afterwards, I was like, you know what? I said, you know, I would like to check to see my, you know, how my prostate is doing. That time I was 43 years old, but because of that, I just thought something just told me, like, just to check and ask, right? And then the doctor I was with, she said, all right, no problem, go on up on the table. I'm like, huh? She go up on the table, go and just go. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I'm gonna give you. She goes, look, man, I do this every day. For me, it's just, you know, it's a simple thing. I was like, do we have another option? I feel very uncomfortable. Look, man, breakfast time. I'm just saying like it is. And she says, so she said, look, if you are concerned, then, you know, we could just do a simple blood test. I was like, yeah, we'll check your PSA levels. So I was like, so this option exists. If I didn't probe you, you wouldn't give me that option.
I bet you're thinking, well, why do you say that in the first
why do you lead with that? You know? And she goes, yeah, we can do it. And so they organized it for me. Cool. Went in there, it was very quick. Went in there, took the blood out, right? Some men don't like injections, but hey, it's better than spending ages in the hospital bed, right? Anyway, guess what happened? My PSA levels, actually, let me just show you. I don't know if you just put this on the screen, please, Colossus. All right. So basically, we've got here the levels, the PSA levels, which are reasons for concern. All right. So PSA levels, we've got that blue picture, not the blue one. PSA levels, this is by Brentwood MD. So just to give you an idea, this is what, and for you to understand what I'm going to tell you. So men in their 40s, normal range is 0 to 2.5 ng milligrams. It's concerning when it's above 2.5. High risk above 4 ngml. And then men in their 50s, you have those numbers, and then men in their 60s. So we're going to look at my example. So I was early 40s, right? So normal range 0.0 to 2.5. So guess what happened? Guess what my results were? My results came up as 8.9.
Wow.
8.9. And so they were concerned. I'm like, and in me, I had peace in my heart. I had peace. I was like, like I want, I'm looking forward to leave the earth to be with Jesus. But I think this is a pace. I think this might be a painful exit. So I had peace in my heart, and I was like, let's go through the process. And already on the Breakfast Show, we're doing things in order to take care of ourselves, right? And so anyway, when I got that result, I was cool. And I started to go, and I started to like, they said, okay, we're gonna do another test. They did another test. And also, I just, I was just doing my things, make sure I was eating right. I normally eat good anyway. I don't have a lot of sodium. They didn't realize I have a high, my blood pressure was high. And it seems to be something that's always been ongoing. So then afterwards, doing blessed water at church, the blessed water at church, right? Then afterwards, when I went for the test again, and they were like, okay, and they looked at it again, they were like, no, let's do it, let's check again. So they sent me back again, and they came back to me and they said, okay, we're gonna check it out. And I was doing the breakfast show here, and then during the break, the lady called me up, the nurse, and she was so excited for me. She says, you know what, your PSA is just shot down to 1.5, which looking on the screen is what it's supposed to be, right? She says, whatever you've done, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Okay. So 0 to 2.5 is normal range. So I went to 1.5. So I had that experience, but I had peace, and also at the same time I was also doing some exercise, was doing the intermittent fasting, was doing all these different things as well. But for me, faith played a key role. But the important thing was that I got tested to know what I had to fight against, what I had to deal with. Right, Chris?
Yep, completely. I mean, praise God, that is excellent. I mean, that's phenomenal when you think about it. That's quite a drop to where it was before. So you're doing all the right things then. For the intervention you've got.
And
but it's thing.
Go ahead.
No, you can.
So for example, because some people could, because of their faith, they use faith as an excuse to not take care of their health. Sometimes people can, I'm in total faith, but really secretly they don't want to hear any negative news. Or it's just a smoke screen. However, God, doctors are from God. Medical field, you need to know what you need to use. You're doing your health, you're doing your exercise, but faith plays an important role. If a person gives up on anything, especially concerning their health, how many times have we heard stories of people that were so optimistic that they're like, I'm gonna get through this? It's like 75% of the job was already done. Right, because of the way that the faith, the attitude of the person is.
Mindset,
Do you know what I mean? So sometimes we're trying to avoid the doctors, but thankfully, because I knew what I had to fight against, and so it's important, right, Chris?
It's very important. You just said about the faith and using it to avoid situations. It's like the saying we say, you can't go and stand naked in the rain and pray that you won't catch a cold. Right? You don't catch a cold, right?
You catching that cold, man.
So we have to do the practical as well in conjunction with your faith at the same time. And the fact that you actually went and looked at this at this time, because you said at the time, you said you was 43 at the time, yeah?
Say that again?
We said your age at that time?
Yes, I was 43.
Right, so you were under it.
I was under it.
So it's meant to be 50 upwards is the higher risk of that. And just to reiterate on that, something I was actually researching and looking up is that it's inevitable that, well, not inevitable, but there is a known fact there will be changes in the prostate as you mature. The size as well. Some people take medication for it, there's different ways of dealing with it at the same time. But sometimes it's an indication, because sometimes it's benign, it's nothing, not a threat in that sense, not cancerous in that sense, but there's ways, but it will change as we mature.
Absolutely. So if we was to look at some things that can trigger it, all right, some things that can cause our prostate to be enlarged, because I went for an MRI as well. So I did an MRI as well, and they did see that it was enlarged as well at the time. So thank God that everything, we overcame that. But some things that can challenge it, because afterwards they were like, so where is this coming from? Like, where is this coming from? They had to, because it's one thing to say, I'm okay, but it's like, where is this coming from? And so they considered that obviously you got diet, etc. excessive caffeine, alcohol as well. They got here like red meat as well. All right, that's what we have here. But also one of the things that they said here was chronic stress. Chronic stress, and I think, and here's a big one, of long cycling or sitting. Yeah. Because when so when I said to because I was like, because I said to the doctor, look, so if this was the case, and this is before we got the result, where is this coming from? We have to use trial and elimination, otherwise we'll have the same problem again. Exactly. So they checked my sodium levels were fine, you know, because they noticed my blood pressure was high, so they started to the going through elimination, and you know, and also they said, oh, do you ride a bike? They were like, I don't ride a bike. So they were like, you know what, it must be stress. You must be under a lot of stress, and maybe I've acclimatized my body being under stress, and I don't realize it, right? Like you were saying, Deborah, just take the time off, relax, man. Like, no, I mean, in general, people should just do that.
I think so, because like every day, waking up, then there's so many things that we have to do in our day. Because remember, we'll have the job, we may have wife, husband, kids, commitments,
not sleeping right.
And if you don't sleep right, I mean, remember, you feel quite disorientated if you don't get that proper sleep. And when you sleep, you reset your body, your organs, everything is resetting. Now, if you are not getting that proper sleep, then you're not going to function properly. Then that's going to be added stress on top of that. So then it's just like a vicious cycle.
Absolutely.
So we need to think about all these different things: our diet, our sleep, how are we exercising? Are we exercising enough? Are we walking enough? You know, what kind of foods are we eating? It all plays a major part in our health.
All right. So guys, this is quite interesting. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. Just thought I'd interrupt. If you haven't done already, smash the robust like and subscribe button. Why not? Why not? You like us, I like you. Why not? All right, in just a moment, we're going to be having Ezarogane up. He's organizing the men's health event in just a moment, and he should be calling in just a moment. But before we do, we're talking about the subject of prostate cancer. All right, men's health, the silent battle, and we want to understand prostate cancer. And we have some material from Prostate Cancer UK, doing a fantastic job, and this is what we've got a slide from them which says like this: who is at risk? All right, so who is at risk of prostate cancer? Who is most at risk? So you are more likely to get prostate cancer if you are age 50 or over. So even though I had a high PSA, guess what? You know, it was a high PSA, right? So it's like we're not at that stage yet. Or
they'll talk about the average, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we're talking about the average, right? But even so, if you're 50 or over, it mainly affects men over 50, and your risk increases as you get older. As Chris said earlier, you know, as you're getting older, things start to change. Your father or brother, you're higher risk if your father or brother has had it, or you are 2.5 times more likely to get it if your father or brother has it. And then afterwards, if you're a black, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed in their lifetime. Unfortunately, so this is something that's involving cultures. It's involving different factors here. Now, does that mean that if I'm a Caucasian, I shouldn't be concerned? You should be concerned. You know why? Because you're a man, and you have a prostate, and you have a ticking time bomb called age. You know, so this is important for all of us. We've got on the line the one and only Mr. Ezarogane. Good morning to you, S.
Good morning, Robert. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to have you with us on the show, my friend.
I'm very happy to be on the show as well. It's been a long time.
yes, it has been. Are you a morning person? Just for me to know, because you strike me as one.
I do, but work kind of gets in my way on the early start. But I'm an early person. Yes,
that's good. That's good. Yeah. So we've got you on the show right now, and we're theming around understanding men's health, prostate cancer, and we're having this conversation just to bring that awareness to our listeners today, and for the men that they care about in their life. You are organizing an event this coming Saturday, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so tell us about yourself, the group that you're in, and what you are aiming to do.
So basically, I'm from the group called the Patient Care Group, which deals with a lot of people with various health issues. We visit the hospitals, care homes, house visits, and this event that we're doing is an outreach work that we've been doing over the last couple of years. Last year, we did something on breast cancer awareness, sickle cell awareness, but this time we're going for to get the awareness with regards to prostate cancer. And what we find, because I was listening to some parts of the show as I've been at work, but how men, women are a bit more forward and going to get themselves checked, but us men, like the young lady was saying, we're always busy. I'll make time, and time doesn't really wait for anyone, as you said. So this awareness, as I'm over 50 now, I'm beginning to realize that these things are very serious. When you're young, it's not really in your mindset. You think, it's for certain people of a certain age, but it's the awareness is so important, because we do go to the hospital, we do meet people with prostate, who's had prostate cancer, prostate issues, and just hearing the numbers you was talking about, it's amazing. It's truly amazing.
52,000 new cases a year in the UK.
That
new
is,
cases.
And I always say, like, when we go on visits, you see the individual, obviously we're thinking about the individual, how it affects them, but the impact it has on the family as well. It affects a whole broad way of the family. I speak from experience, because I saw my dad had cancer years ago. And I know the impact it had on my side of the family as well. So when you see a person going through situations like that, it's very difficult. So when we do visits, when we meet people who are going through situations with cancer, the impact on the family, it has a big impact in the family.
Yeah, I can imagine it's tough to go through, but just to reiterate again, Chris, that literally just early detection, 99% chance of victory.
Yeah, early detection is important, and this morning event that's going to happen on Saturday, wherever you are, whoever you are, if you know younger ones as well, get them to come along, because have that early detection. Forget about what others think or what you heard or the way it's done or whatever. We're talking about having a PSA test, right, which is a prostate-specific antigen test, right? To have that early on, you could rest on that later on. Knowing that you've done it and you know where you are.
Drop it like it's hot. I love it. So imagine, we're getting this message, we're ringing the alarm for men, right? Especially if you fit this criteria, 50. I would say earlier. We're going to show you a clip in just a second about what is the right age to start going for a test. We're going to show you a clip of that in just a second, and we're also going to show you of some symptoms where you need to be a bit concerned, gentlemen, right? So the event is this Saturday. So what do you aim to achieve during this event, and what will be available for those who participate in the event this Saturday?
So we've got a doctor coming down. He's going to explain everything about the symptoms, where to get checked. I think from my generation, it's exactly what you said. What's put off a lot of men is, like, when you went to, I heard what you said. You went to see the nurse or the doctor, and she said that she wanted to examine you, physically there, and you was like, no, there must be another way. And there was always that myth going around, which is, I believe, what put the fear factor in a lot of men, why they don't approach. But now they've got new methods, as you said, with the PSA tests. So it's so important that through on Saturday that like this doctor's going to explain everything, even from the food we eat, exercise, symptoms, and to catch it early, especially if it runs in the family.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different ways. I've spoken to the doctor as well. He's very excited.
Excellent.
And it's just to keep our awareness open, because as I didn't know that stat that you said it, but if you catch it early, then 99% there's a 99% survival rate.
Yeah.
This is it. This is great. So literally, and imagine, right?
Hello?
Yeah, yes, you still there? Yeah, you good? So if you think about this, men don't talk.
Or they don't like to.
Yeah, when it comes to health, men don't talk like that. Not, you know, we just, I from what I've seen, we just deal with things ourselves. I got a big mouth because I do the breakfast show, right?
You like to talk.
Yeah, I like to talk, and I would, and anything that will add, edify, create awareness. I try to be as very simple as possible. You know what I mean? And but generally speaking, men don't like to talk. But this is something that a subject that men should talk among each other, right? A younger generation coming up, sometimes we want to give pearls of wisdom for marriage and all that kind of stuff, and choosing a wife, which is so very, very, very important. But then we gotta give conversations about men's health. You know, we should have those conversations. It should be woven into our culture. I think they used to do that back in the day when life was more simple and they didn't have TVs, right? They would sit around the fireplace and say, yeah, our great uncle Sebastian the Fifth ate this herb and it didn't, but nowadays we're so busy doing so many different things. I think we just lost S, huh? I think we lost him. He's trying to get back. But I think men, Chris, should get back into that flow of things. They say, you know, if you're doing a job or whatever, don't speak about religion or politics. I don't know why. I don't know. Passionate subjects. However, we should not have a taboo about speaking about men's health with each other, right?
Yeah, we should. You know, we should be able to open up and speak. You know, obviously, as you know, my background is like coaching. And it's funny, like working with companies and all that, usually you find it's the women that are more proactive to come and actually say they want to enroll. But the men do come, but it'll take a little while after, or something that triggered, or you build up a relationship, and then they start, you know, talking and being on board at the same time in any programs. You know, we've kind of lost that communication.
Yeah.
You know, that being real, being able to talk about your parts and everything like that. You know, let's get the egos out of the way and all that, and talk about what's real, what's happening. Because if you're going to keep that ego there and hold that, it could cost you your life.
Yeah,
my prostate cancer here.
Yeah, that see the gravitas here. It could cost you your life.
Yeah.
So we're not here to be negatrons here, but we're just giving the weight to where it's due. Yep. Guys, if you, like we said, if you have someone in your life that you think would benefit from this, yes, make sure you share with them. I want to show you a video right now. All right, hopefully S will be able to come back just to say his final words about the event. But I want to show you a video right now of when is the right age to start getting tested, men. When is the right age? Ladies, I hope you're paying attention as well, because so you can keep a lookout on the family, because if men don't like to talk, women will certainly
do the
talking. And you know,
we'll have to get you talking
in a wise way. So have a look at this clip. I love this clip. This is from Dr. Rachel, PhD. What age should you start having your prostate checked? Check this out.
What age should you start having your prostate checked? So I think you want to start having your prostate checked. First of all, if you start to have problems when you're 30 or 35, you need to have your prostate checked then. If you know you have prostate cancer in your family, honestly, like say your dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer at the age of 50, then you definitely want to get started having a prostate exam at least 10 years prior to that. But nowadays, depending on whether you're talking about the American Academy of Family Practice, or whether or not you're talking about the U.S. Preventative Task Force, recommendations to check the prostate, in my opinion, start late. Start around 45, 40. And I think that guys, you know, you really want the doctor to put their finger on your prostate at 35. Why not? because it's an important part. I mean, you see it's at the base of your erection. Why wouldn't we spend some time, checking it out and making sure that it's okay?
All right, there we go. So, oh gosh, Colossus, S is trying to connect, but it says it keeps going to up. There he is. All right, cool. All right, so she was saying like 35, especially if it's in your family.
And she mentioned that if your father had it at 50, then you should get diagnosed like at 40. So 10 years prior to when he got diagnosed.
Yeah, catching it early.
Yeah, catching it early is very important.
Excellent. All right, so we got S back. How you doing, S? We good?
Yeah. Hi. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened here.
It's all good, mi amigo. So at the event this coming Saturday, you're going to have a doctor available and obviously people able to fire questions, right?
Most definitely. There's going to be questions and answer sessions. And we're also going to have some nurses and from the healthcare as we do our health point. They're going to be available to check people's blood pressure, blood sugar levels as well. So it's going to be a very informative afternoon. And all the myths that people have with regards to prostate cancer. And we do encourage people with wives and partners as well to come along as well. Why? Because as a wife, or if you notice your parent is, or your spouse is picking up on some certain symptoms, because we went to the ladies one, breast cancer, and it was very informative for us, those who have partners, if something's going on. So this is very important as well for people who have partners, who have siblings, and they talk about certain symptoms, because you are aware of what the symptoms may be as well.
That's right.
It'll be very informative for you. For a parent, if a parent is getting symptoms, he's keeping saying he's going toilet, or different things that the symptoms show. So it is important for, if ladies can come along, especially if you have a partner or a spouse, it's for everyone, really. Excellent.
And where's the event taking place?
That's going to be at Finsbury Park, 232 Seven Sisters Road, and 3 p.m. And yes, it's really going to break through. I'm really excited about this. The doctor himself, he's very excited, because he knows there's not a lot of people who like to talk about this subject. So we really are encouraging all men to attend this meeting, and even just listen to how you guys were speaking, Mr. Chris, yourself, Deborah. It's the stats that you're showing on there as well. It's really, really,
really
amazing.
Yeah, I like. Mr. S. I like the fact that you speak about the fact that there's going to be blood pressure checks. You're going to be looking at other aspects of health as well. So, for those who are listening, it's going to be very proactive as well. There's no need to be scared, and it's a safe place to speak about men's health. So please try your best to be there as much as possible. Bring your wives.
And from what I'm hearing now also, because I think about my mum, and there were certain telltale signs after I got into the whole health aspect of life, which was because of her health, right? And she got a stroke, etc. I started to spot signs that would have made me aware of what was going on sooner. So, for example, she started to boil vegetables, trying to be healthy, but without using salt. There were little signs. So even if you are, this is the men's health event. It's called the men's health event. However, it's for everyone who has a man in their life. You're a youth and you say, I'm 20 years old, man, I want to be a footballer. Yeah, I want to be a footballer. This ain't for me. But you have an uncle. You have a dad.
Yeah, you have a brother.
Get informed, get passionate on the subject, and share this, because 52,000 new cases a year in the UK is 52,000 cases that's going to happen next year.
It's absolutely crazy when you think about it, isn't it? It's shocking. But it's the reality, isn't it?
It's the reality. So, S, thank you so much for preparing this event for all of us. Definitely, everybody, if you want more information, message the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line, and we'll send you the poster of the event, so you could send it a friend to send it a friend. Yes. I put it in a health channel that I'm in, and I shared it there. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's do it, because it literally will save lives. Yeah. And if you are someone that has prostate cancer already, this event's for you.
That's it.
Right? right? Because then you'll know how to manage it. You can even reduce the size. There's ways to reduce the size of your prostate, and we're going to be sharing that with you on the Breakfast Show in just a couple of minutes when we come back from our next time out, as well as the symptoms. S, you're absolutely amazing, dude.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure
so
being on there. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Robert, as always. Okay?
You're awesome. And I look forward to having you with us on a Thursday. We need to get it nailed down, dude. Just for the opportunity, and I got your attention.
Secured the opportunity. I like that.
You'll get me. I'll be there, okay?
Absolutely, brother. All right, have a good one. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So this is exciting, Chris. This is very exciting.
This is very exciting, very informative, you know. Look, you can't just come on here and not go away thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go into we're gonna be at the final stretch of the show this morning. All right. I don't know how much of Chris's time we have, but we're gonna be talking about some symptoms. All right, symptoms of an enlarged prostate. We'll also be giving you a test. We're gonna be giving you a test to see how much you have picked up this morning as we're dealing with the subject of prostate cancer awareness in men's health. All right, and So I've got quite a few more videos to share with you, and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, I laugh, but it's a serious subject.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is that we're having those conversations, and it's not, like a lot of the time people are scared to have those conversations.
Yeah,
and that's why they're scared to get checked out. But when we talk about it more, we're having those conversations. Somebody could even be saying, I feel like XYZ, and somebody will say, yeah, you should get checked out.
That's it. It's just because you've been made aware.
That's it. You're having those conversations.
Yeah.
And that's important.
If you don't know nothing about prostate cancer, someone be telling you all the symptoms and signs right to your face.
Yeah.
And then you attend the funeral and be like, I never knew.
So open your eyes and your ears when people talk.
This is important.
Yeah,
this is important. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna give a few symptoms, right, of when a man has a prostate. And I want, because you're a great communicator, Chris. Thank
you.
For as long as I've known you, you've been a great communicator. And if someone wants to tell me bad news, I would want it to be you. I know that.
I hope that's always really good news.
That's amen to that, right? However, sometimes we need to deliver things to people. So I'm going to give a few symptoms here of an enlarged prostate. And afterwards, I would like you to share with us, Chris, if we have a relative, how we could address the issue if we spot any of them.
Okay.
All right. So the first one we have here, symptoms of an enlarged prostate. And just bear in mind, if you've just joined us, that 52,000 new cases of prostate cancer it gets discovered each year here in the UK. All right. And also risk increase after the age of 45, especially for men over 60. All right. It's a walnut-sized gland, and it's something that it's more common than I even realized. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys, those of you who are listening right now, some of the symptoms. Just pay very close attention to this. The first one we have is frequent urination, especially at night, called nocturia. The second symptom is urgency to urinate. So like there's no waiting period. Like this thing's just coming, right? 3, difficulty starting urination. Difficulty starting. 4, weak urine stream. So the water's flowing, but it's not flowing as it should. 5, dribbling at the end of urination. 6, incomplete bladder emptying. 7, urinary tract infections. Like I said, there was a gentleman who had this, and it was in relation to their prostate. He had to take some medications, and he was fine afterwards. But he let it go for a very long time. He just wasn't bothered. He wasn't on it.
Yeah, he wasn't worried.
So thankfully he overcame that. 8, blood in the urine, called hematuria. 9, bladder stones. Bladder stones. 8. And then we have bladder obstruction. All right, so there are a lot to do with what's happening with the bladder, and So these are things to consider, right? We should, the first flag that we should consider is our age.
Yes.
We, even without symptoms, no symptoms, but we've got a few there already that are a cause for concern. So if I had someone in my life that I really cared about, Chris, and maybe they had a conversation with me and they say, you know what, I keep going a lot during the night, all right, it doesn't mean that that's the case, because maybe they drink really late in the night, they drink water, all right, there are lots of different reasons. But if we was to speak to someone, how would we deliver it to them?
Well, one, I would actually ask them, I'll get in a conversation. I wouldn't go directly and start saying, oh, it might be, prostate cancer. You're going to scare people.
Yeah.
They're going to lock down. They're going to shut down. Some people go, oh, is it really? Well, I need to check this out. But most people don't really want to know.
Yeah.
You know? So I'd get into this conversation of asking them what, has this frequency happened all of a sudden? Because what you mentioned, each one of them, was to do with urinating.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the reason why those things actually happen is because, let's put it this way. Here's a tube.
Put the picture up,
Here's
Colossus.
All right? Yeah, please.
All right.
Okay, I'll carry on.
Yeah, go on.
I can't see it, but okay. So the prostate is growing, right? It's growing. There you are, right? I'm pointing like you can see me pointing on the screen here.
That orange
right.
part.
Okay, got carried away, 3D vision. Okay, so that prostate is there, right? There's a tube, right? It's growing, right? See, my hands bent round.
Yeah.
So that flow couldn't flow through the way it normally would, straight.
Yeah.
So the stream would have dropped.
What?
Right
what?
now.
As in, like the bladder's getting bent, or the prostate?
It's getting bent. It's getting the prostate is blocking it because it's swollen.
Okay, gotcha.
Right now, with no prostate, there we go.
Yeah.
Right. So the stream starts to get blocked, and every now and then it drips out. Oops, done wrong. It drips out now and then. Yeah. So it's slowing down. Obviously, there's the uncomfortability as well. Like having discomfort, pains underneath there every now and then. As I said, at the time when I had the actual scare at the time, it's little things. So back to what you actually said, that was why it's happening. Is delivering it to someone, you've got to know that person you're speaking to. There's no cookie cutter for everything and to say that everything is just plain. Some people, you can just talk straight on and just say, look, you know what, I think you need to go and check that out.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I would be a bit more worried about, just because you want to save that life.
Yeah.
You don't want to you want to make it pliable, all the reasons why they should. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Right? But you're not going to scare the person into it.
Strong. All right. So don't scare the person. So, and you obviously, you're saying you would bring up the conversation.
I'd bring up the conversation. I'd actually talk about, most times people always do this third party thing, and most of us know of someone who's been affected in one way, and you've known after about their symptoms. So it's probably about someone else, just to trigger things that person says, I need to think about this. I need to go and have myself checked out.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention something, because Chris was mentioning that he would ask the person about, when did it start, and to know how long it's been going on for. I think, even you could do, I'm not saying for you to self-diagnose or self-assess, but if you think about it, even if you have like a little notebook, if you're concerned, write down even the times. Maybe you've been going to the toilet and stuff like that. There's little ways of checking before you go to the doctor, and then you could say to the doctor, you know what, I've just noticed that there's a pattern that I've been going every so often, or this I've been feeling this way. It's a very, very good idea to do those little notes that when you go to the doctor, then the doctor can have a better idea of what's happening with you. I think that's something that's come to mind.
Okay. So this is a man doing it for themselves.
Yes, man. Yeah, so he's checking, making notes about, his habits, even with the urination and how he's feeling, if there's urgency, how often he's going, if he's going at night time and so forth. And if there's anything that's normally unusual, that he can at least take that to his doctor doctor and say, listen, this is what's been happening.
See, that sounds like something that a woman would do.
Yeah, but make it do it as well.
Yeah. That you know, not to say there's anything wrong with that, because you're actually right.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was going to say, I was actually thinking that because what Deborah just said there is right, because the doctors, they do start asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We as guys, the doctor starts asking us, well, it was about then, or about this, about that.
Yeah.
And it is true, women are more particular and precise and good at that.
Yeah.
Men, we're not going to sit down and say, let me write this.
Yeah.
You have to do
I'm
it.
not just generalizing.
Yeah.
But most likely, most men won't do that. You know, I mean, let's think about it, right? You do a little role play. Rob? Yeah?
Okay.
All right.
So you just told me, what was it? What's up with it?
You know what? Yeah, man. You know, it's so strange, man. I keep going to every time I go to the men's room, I keep going up in the night, and then I feel like I ain't fully gone. It's so strange.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know the other day when we were out and I was waiting in the foyer while before the show actually started, and you didn't loot, and then you ran back again, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And I was wondering, but I didn't want to raise that with you exactly, you know? What do you think? What do you think's going on? Why is it taking?
I don't know, you know. I don't know. Maybe it's my age or something.
Age? No, I think you need to get it checked out. Just go and have a look. Just check it out and see, you know?
Well, what's there to check? Maybe I'm just overhydrated.
Okay, well, the thing is, you could be overhydrated, but it depends on how long this has been happening. If it's bothering you, if it's getting in your way in life, then I think there's an alarm bell. The body has a way of telling us when there's something wrong, not unless we just don't want to listen.
All right, then. All right, cool. I appreciate that. Okay, cool.
You appreciate that?
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, thank you. You're looking out for me. But is anything like, do you think, you sound like there's something scary looming or something? Is there scary looming?
No, it's nothing scary, you know, nothing scary at all. But it's just making sure that you don't go to that place that's scary, you know, because there's nothing scary in it. You know?
Okay.
You know what I'll do? If I was you, if I was in a shoe that was happening, I'll start questioning out. Probably go to the doctors and just check it and see what's going on. Might be nothing.
Okay.
Might be nothing at all, but at least you know.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Thank you. All right. So you kept it nice and cheerful and friendly.
I think I like it because it said that it might be nothing, but just get it checked out. It's just to be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay. It could be your prostate. It could be your prostate, man.
Just imagine
your prostate.
Just imagine if someone said, "Oh, it might be the big C," and you'll be like, "Oh, you
gosh."
But you don't. Yeah, it's just
all right. So, guys, I hope you're hearing this because it's going to be a men's event this Saturday, but also it's an event for us to look out for the men in our life. Yeah, our brothers, cousins, friends, relatives, definitely, especially if they're that particular age group. All right, I've got a video that I'm going to share with you right now, guys. Have a look at this just to show you that not everybody is aware about prostate cancer. Not everybody's aware. Not everybody is in tune. And Prostate Cancer UK, fantastic guys. Kudos to them. Credit to them for all the material that they've been sending us. That I've used today. They are very passionate about the subject, and they're really doing a great job to bring awareness. All right, so have a look at this just to show people's realization on the subject. And after we're gonna go to timeout and show you some things you can do because it's our body, and we know that herbs, eating right, exercise are things that help our body. So we're going to look at a few of them with Dr. Berg when we come back. But have a check of this first, guys. Let's see what the people think. Take it away, Prostate UK.
Yes, lots and lots of big baboons. Welcome to Britain's Biggest Questions. I'm your host, Colin McFarlane. Men's health, it can be a minefield. With the sheer number of myths and misinformation flying around, every one of us has gaps in our knowledge. Yes, even me. Well, it's time to change that. So we've sent our reporter to the streets of Manchester to clear a few things up. Nikki, it's over to you. Nikki.
What on earth is a prostate?
Your
Did I hear that right?
Up your back passage somewhere.
It's a gland, isn't it?
Helps produce semen.
Absolutely right. It's about the size of a walnut.
Wasn't expecting that. Wow.
Do you know which groups of men are most at risk of prostate cancer?
I honestly don't know. Men.
Yeah, correct.
Old people.
25 to 50. People with unhealthy lifestyles, maybe?
Men over 50 and men with a family history of prostate. And black men.
Interesting.
When should you speak to your GP about prostate cancer?
Great question.
Not sure.
It's when you find yourself having to get up a number of times in the night to go for a wee.
Don't wait for symptoms, because you don't always have symptoms.
I didn't know that.
And what's the first step to being tested for prostate cancer?
Who what? Sorry?
No idea.
You might have to go through my behind.
I don't know, so sorry.
It is to go for a blood test.
Is it?
It's a simple blood test.
Right. Fantastic.
No, I did not know that.
Do you think your GP would invite you in for a test if they thought you were at risk?
I bloody hope so, but
it's not mandatory, but they do pull you up when you get to a certain age.
Test?
You can ask for one. There's actually no screening programme in this country.
Oh, wow.
I'll speak to the other half about it when I get home, and I'll probably give the doctor a call.
And there we have it. Let's keep busting those myths and prostating the facts. You see what I did there? Prostating the facts. Because catching prostate cancer early saves lives. Separate the fact from the fiction today with Prostate Cancer UK's Risk Checker. It could save your life. Thanks for watching.
It's good, right?
Yeah, but it just goes to show that the members of the public, it's just a very, very few knew that you should get it checked out. Very few. I mean, there's one gentleman that he was on point. He says that, if it's in your family, if it's hereditary, if you're more or less 50, he got it. But then some of them were like, no, they just had their own sort of general ideas about it, but this has actually made them think now.
Yeah.
So it's very, very good.
So look, just some of the symptoms here. This is from NHS and Mayo Clinic 2025. Remember, weak or interrupted urine flow, frequent urination, especially at night, pain or burning during urination, blood in urine or semen, persistent pain in your hips, back or thighs, men. All right. And erectile difficulties as well. All right. So these are early stage, often feels like nothing wrong, but these subtle signs can mean everything. All right. So, Chris, I know you're very much into health, and we've got Debs here as well, our Miss Motivator. So we've got here some proactive habits, right?
Right.
Yes.
Debs?
Hello.
Proactive habits?
Oh, the proactive habits.
She's looking at me like, what?
Okay. All right. So, yes. So the proactive habits are exercising 30 minutes daily, and apparently that lowers the risk up to 30%, and that's according to the Harvard 2023 study. Also, to eat tomatoes.
Lycopene.
Yeah, garlic, green vegetables. And these are antioxidants, and it has the lycopene, like what you said. According to the JAMA 2024,
so it helps to reduce prostate. Yeah.
And to stay hydrated, so drinking water, so 2 to 3 liters per day. I know some people might struggle to do that, especially because they might not want to go to the toilet, but it is very important to stay hydrated, definitely for your organs.
You know what? I'm actually looking at getting a new water dispenser machine. I've had my eye on it for 2 months. You know what I mean? I'm always like, comparing things, and I'm gonna get it because it puts minerals back in and it takes all the bad stuff out. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you about it more, Chris. I'll tell everyone about it on the show.
Yeah, maybe
I'm gonna test it. I'll do a show on it. Yeah,
that
it was really good. I'm actually impressed.
Okay.
Yeah, so staying hydrated.
Okay, and it says also to reduce processed and red meats, just like what Chris was mentioning earlier as well, and like what you were mentioning about the PSA check. So you should check from age 45, but then
from what we're seeing,
and then from what the lady doctor said, so I can't remember her name, because she said that if your father, let's say, is diagnosed at 50, you would have to ideally diagnose yourself 10 years earlier, so age 40.
Yep, so if your health had an MOT, would it pass or fail? All right. Sometimes we have such sedentary lifestyles as well because of our work, our careers, our jobs, and also because of TV, right? We feel that we deserve a break. Sedentary lifestyles, it's a very important question we should ask ourselves daily, Chris?
It's a very important question. We got to look at it. I mean, to be honest, because of I work in the office, sit down, laptop most of the time, always make sure jump on the bike, always make sure to do some exercise before, we got to break it up. My lifestyle has changed.
Yeah.
So, everything's there to make it easier. Remember, I don't know if you could remember, I can remember we can do the remote control.
You used to get up for the TV. Yeah.
Yeah, people are using Alexa now to switch on the TV.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it? Oh my days.
Yeah, people are not doing it themselves. Actually, no, Chris, you mentioned something about the cycling, because apparently, I have a note for cyclists out there, long rides actually without brakes can actually stress the prostate.
Into the mic, please.
So it's very, very important that, you take a break at least every 30 minutes.
Yes.
If you're going for long rides, it's very important. So that's to all the people that are riding bikes and riding bicycles.
Also, poor sleep and stress weaken hormones and immunity. Just back to that sleep again. And a weak pelvic floor, so equals weak poor circulation. So strengthen with simple stretches for your pelvic floor. This is for men. So it's looking like, Chris, that men, we have to upgrade ourselves. In terms of how we treat ourselves. We can't just flippantly just do whatever anymore. Like, we need to consider what are pelvic exercises. We need to consider doing a log of something, like even though men wouldn't normally do it, but it's a practice that could help us and help our doctors to help us, right?
It really could. It really could. The thing is, women are more in touch with themselves than we as men are, or because we don't speak to it. Look, I've got the benefit of my wife being a senior in the NHS, so we talk about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I see her talk with her friends, and they're talking about, I had this here and this and this and the other, I was thinking, if that was a group of guys there, would we be saying that?
No, we wouldn't.
Would we be
I ain't telling my business.
But it's about time to do that.
Yeah, I hear that. Also, something quite interesting. So, pay attention to this. So, we're just going to wrap up now. So, over 12,000 men die yearly from prostate cancer. That's from Cancer Research UK 2024. 12,000 men. 52,000 new cases each year, and 12,000 men have exited. All because of prostate cancer. Think about that. And those are the 52,000 that found out.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Late diagnosis often spreads to bones and lungs. 1 in 3 men wait until pain or urinary blockage before seeking help. 40% of cases preventable through diet, fitness, and annual checks. So the real killer isn't cancer, it's actually silence.
Yeah, definitely.
It's actually not saying anything. Things happen with the body all the time. The body's always dealing with cancer cells and all that kind of stuff. Part of our immune system deals with it all the time. The problem is when something goes a little bit out of whack and we stay silent, and the support is right there at our fingertips. It's crazy. And also culture too. Some men think talking about this makes them weak. It actually makes you wise. All right. You touched on it before. Sometimes it can be fear, it can be ego, Chris, right? Stigma. We need to overcome these things.
We do.
We need to.
We really do. We've got to keep it real.
All right. So some things that we can do. Some other health practices we have here, Debs.
Okay, so I know that definitely the exercise.
Yep, eat whole foods, reduce sugar and processed meat. Once again, regular physical activity, good rest, stress control, build social connections. Isolation raises risk. So please stop being by yourself. You don't need to be a loner.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, that loneliness, actually. I know they actually said it affects your health generally, and even your mind. So try to get out into even groups. Even you might want to even go to support groups.
Absolutely.
That can help with health. And even if you do have that diagnosis, then get into one of those groups where you can talk about it, where you can get that support and help, and you can get that interaction.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it will help.
So faith isn't an excuse to avoid doctors. It's a reminder to take care of what God gave you. Yes. You're a temple of God's Spirit.
Definitely.
All right. So we've got a challenge for the ladies, Debs. Yep. So challenge a man you love to get checked.
Yes. So
love protects.
Yes. So basically, any man in your life. So it could be your father, it could be your uncle, your brother, a good friend. Challenge them to just even have that MOT, even if they don't have anything wrong with them. And if they resist, just say, you know what? It doesn't cost a thing to get checked out.
Fantastic. All right, guys. So look, this has been great today. Men, we need you strong. Any last words, Chris, for today?
Well, what I'll say, I'm totally behind what's happening on Saturday. That if you know any man, you know, whether young, mature, uncle, auntie, whoever, you can't be auntie, can you?
Even the auntie, yeah.
Aunties, bring your aunties along too.
Yeah.
Anyway, come along on Saturday, 3 p.m. Finsbury Park. That's what I'd say. Don't die in silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't suffer in silence.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for that, Chris. You've been awesome today, mate. It's always good to see you.
Chris.
It's been a pleasure. It's great seeing you guys as well. Thank you.
Well, man. All right. Have a powerful day, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll see you in the studio soon.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. All right, Debs. What a great topic.
Yes, it is. You know, this has really educated me.
Yeah.
And really opened my eyes to certain things. So I'm going to be having more conversations now with my male family and friends.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. So let's all get on this. There are lots of health challenges to discuss.
Yes.
Right, there's many, but 52,000 new cases a year for the men in our life, something that's common. Definitely, it sets alarm bells ringing.
Yeah, and when you have the conversations, you don't know, you could be saving a life. So.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So this has been your breakfast show. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey. I've really enjoyed being here. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're going to be segueing into relationship power. We're going to be looking at tools, tips, and ideas to have good relationships with ourselves, those around us, and romantic relationships as well. We're going to be having Tejo joining us. We're going to be having we got Table Just going to be packed tomorrow, so it's going to be really nice conversations. Our man for tomorrow is going to be, was it Ignatius?
Will he be available?
Yeah. I'll have to check my database. But other than that, guys, it's been great. If you've got any comments, anything that we said today that stood out for you, just email me, producer@libertyradio.co.uk, producer@libertyradio.co.uk, or you could just send me a message to the WhatsApp line, which is +44 75 79 79 6845. Let us know if we did a good job. Let us know if we didn't do anything well, if we didn't communicate something carefully, it's something that we could have done better, or any subjects you'd like us to cover. We love your input. We're here because of you. Until tomorrow, same breakfast show time, 8 a.m, same breakfast channel, libertyradio.co.uk. Ciao for now, and I'll see you at 12 o'clock for Where You Going. Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on Official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.